Hello, everybody. Just wanted to give you a heads up that this was our first attempt at live streaming an episode over on Twitch at KTTKcast, if you want to catch us whenever we do that next. But Johnny's laptop crashed near the very end, and we lost all of his audio. We were able to recover it kind of using Rachel's microphone, which was recording all of our audio together, but because of that, we couldn't really separate her voice or Johnny's voice. So there are some parts where he gets really quiet, and there are some parts where our voices double up. There's just not much I could do about that. So my apologies for the quality and for that dead bird you found on your back porch. Yes, that was me. I won't do it again. Anyways, welcome to Keys to the Kingdom.
We're from worlds unknown, our stories untold. Roll away the dice, we'll vanquish the darkness, see the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger from us to send, don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid, the prophecy is near. We hold the keys, we make our stand. In this together, just take my hand. Unlocking the magic in distant lands, we're stronger together. I'm here, my friend. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
The three of you, obviously very confused, stand to your feet. You instantly recognize where you are because you have spent a certain amount of time in King Georgetown, so it's not a confusing place after you look around and kind of gain your bearings for a minute. Your attention is immediately drawn to a shadow in the sand. You guys are about 20 feet from the water and probably about 30 feet from the cliff behind you. To your left, there's the ramp that goes back up, directly mirroring where you met Ginny the first time. The ramp goes back up into the town. There's a shadow slowly creeping across the sand. Very, probably like a 3x6 square, a rectangle, floating across the sand. And you look up and you see a purple carpet. And atop this purple carpet is Samantha Jean.
Hey!
Sammy, what do you do?
Oh, I'm flying?
You're on this carpet.
I mean, I assume I would stop and say hello to my friends.
So Sammy flies down, meets you guys on this beach.
What?
You're
What?
okay?
Sammy, I'm so glad you're all right.
What?
What happened?
I am so excited to see you all.
What?
Where did you go?
It's a long story, but I'm back. And I have this really cool magic carpet, so... How have you guys been? How's it going? Nobody died, that's good.
Well, we're not entirely sure about that, actually. Augustus, disappeared. We got a note saying that he's okay, so we don't know for sure. But he's gone. We should probably tell the professor.
But why are we here again? What just happened? Why do we keep doing this?
I
I'm so
have-
tired.
No idea.
At least we didn't have to travel all the way back.
Yeah.
We can go check on Robin sooner.
Robin! Sylvester
Sammy,
wants...
really quickly, Sammy,
Yes.
from the time you last saw the party to your encounter with Jafar, it has been a number of weeks since you've seen the party.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
It's been. You're not entirely sure the exact amount of time it has been, but it's been a considerable amount of time since you've seen this party. So, Sylvester, go ahead.
Sylvester is gonna get up and immediately run, try to make his way back to where Robin was, because he just remembered what happened before they were teleported away in the first place and what they were in the middle of doing.
Oh, wait for me.
I think we might duck our head into the kinetic quadrant to see, like, is the professor here or is he, like, still out in the woods?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Trix is just gonna follow Sylvester's lead.
Sammy's
Yeah.
going with Grok.
The two guiltiest members running back to Robin.
Ooh.
All of you make your way south onto the curved dock that leads up to the main street of the town. And when you get up to the main street of the town, things kind of... It's a lot like you remember it, but it feels like time has passed. For the three of you, Sylvester, Grok, and Trix, it was instantaneous. When the box closed, you were on the beach. But it feels like time has passed, most notably because, I'll say this, Grok and Sammy, when you go up to look at the kinetic quadrant, you would go up this ramp and turn east around where the old restaurant was that was destroyed and then the professor brought back. This restaurant looks completely different. Like, almost as if it's a completely different building. Completely restored. You see in these very intricately carved wooden window frames, there's just purple draped curtains, but they're so thick you can't quite make out what's on the other side and what this building could be. So kind of curiously pushing that out of your mind, you go down this alleyway and you open the door to the kinetic quadrant, and it's vacant. The lights are off. The door's not locked, but the lights are off. There's nobody in there.
Is all the stuff still there?
Yeah, all the stuff is still there. There's some equipment that looks like it has been moved, but for the most part, everything seems to be like it hasn't been touched in about a month.
How long were we gone?
Trix and Sylvester, the two of you run up this bridge. Your party splits to the left as Sammy and Grok go to check out the kinetic quadrant. The two of you continue down the main street, hanging a right, going now west into the woods, where you see large white tarps. And about the area that you last remember leaving, there's just large white tarps making almost like a cubed fortress around the area where you last left Robin.
Is there an obvious entrance, or is it just completely tarps?
Yeah, there's think of in the first Thor movie.
I was gonna say, is this like E.T.?
Yes.
Around,
yeah,
like
okay.
E.T. or where Mjolnir was sitting in that movie. That's kind
Gotcha.
of the vibe that this is. Just white tarps. There is a fairly obvious entrance.
Okay.
It's just another one of those tarps, just kind of split open like the entrance to a tent.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so-
peek my head in.
Yeah, Sylvester's gonna bust through whatever he sees. The door
Okay.
probably.
Well,
I mean, like, he'll probably go in through the door. I mean,
Just rips through the tarp.
I'm just peeking in, and Trix and Sylvester just barrels past me.
well, he wants to get in there as soon as possible. He doesn't care what's in the way. So,
Okay, Trix, you peek your head in. Sylvester just blows right past you.
On your left.
When you get into this large, it's like a large open room. There is the professor standing there, and he has kind of a control panel with a bunch of levers and buttons sitting on it. On the far wall, it's about 35 feet to the in this larger chamber, this main chamber. The professor's about 15 feet away from you at this control panel, looking through almost a window cut in this tarp, but the plastic is just clear where he's looking through. On the far wall, about 35 feet away, Little John is sitting on a stool with his head in his hands. Sitting next to him, a little bit closer to you guys, about 5 feet closer to you guys, is this mouse that you've encountered multiple times. He has a red cloak on, the hood's pulled down, but he has a book in his hand and he's reading through this book. No one seems to pay you any mind. The professor is just deadlocked on what's happening.
I was just gonna throw in real quick. When we pop our head in the kinetic quadrant and see there's no one there, we probably would have said,
Gone
all right,
somewhere
never
else.
mind. We'll catch up with this later, and followed after them. So we wouldn't be too far behind them, I don't think.
Okay, so Sammy, as you come back into the main street of the kinetic quadrant, the townspeople look at you, Grok. Not so much Sammy, but they look at you, and there's a stir. Not necessarily a commotion, but there's a stir in the crowd.
Okay.
A few people, the townsfolk, they're talking to each other, whispering to each other, and make a perception check for me, Grok.
Oh, first roll. Here we go.
Woo!
Welcome back.
First roll, new dice.
Hey.
That's an 11.
An 11. Okay. You can barely make out what the people are saying. They're saying something about heroes and they survived, and in your head it doesn't make much sense, but these people are talking, and one of the king's guardsmen that you're familiar with their uniforms now, the crimson red armor with the insignia of the king's crown on the chest. One of them runs straight to a large bell, and he pulls the chain, and you hear this gong ring out throughout the city. And as you're still kind of making your way into the woods, more people start coming out of the buildings and seeing you. And they're all just kind of in shock, like they don't know what to think.
So maybe we are a little ways behind them then.
Yeah, just a little bit. Tricks, Sylvester, when you walk into this tent, everything is just very clean, white walls. The grass is still visible on the floor. It looks like this was just kind of thrown up in a hurry. Again, they don't pay any mind to you, but as you're kind of standing there looking, taking in this scene, you hear off in the distance a bell chime. And right when the bell chimes, almost instantly, the mouse looks up from his book. Little John lifts his head and stares right at you, and the professor turns and looks at you too. And the professor, kind of in awe, he starts to walk towards you, and he says, "Oh, you're back.
Hello?
What happened? Tell me everything."
It didn't work, did it?
What? Oh, oh. And he looks back over his left shoulder and out the clear portion of this tarp. And you, kind of following his gaze, look out this tarp as well. And the white tarp seem to be surrounding the place that you last left Robin. There is a large sphere with what looks like rushing wind whipping around in a circle. Through this sphere, it's almost difficult to make out, but Sylvester, you can barely see Robin leaning up against the tree, and the arrow sticking out of him. And he looks to his left, and it's in like 200 times the regular speed. He looks to his left, says a few words, not to anyone, not to any visible creature. Looks to his right, says a few words, and then his hands fall down, and instantly everything rewinds. And he's leaned, not all the way on the floor, but he's leaned up against the tree, panting and talking to someone. And then that process just continues and continues. You see the arrow fly, hit him, pins him to the tree. You see him kind of react to something shift on his right, and then he looks to his left, looks to his right, and then the whole thing starts over. And it's happening while you're just standing there. It's already happened maybe 30 times.
Okay. Sorry, Rebecca, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Ignoring then whatever Tricks and the professor are talking about, Sylvester's just going to go as close as he can and just kneel and watch.
Okay. So the professor, after looking to his left, he looks back at Tricks and says, Can you tell me what happened? Where have you been?
With Augustus, actually.
Really? So you
Yes.
helped him?
We did.
You helped. You helped. Oh, so that worked.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember what happened?
Okay, so,
What do you remember?
you threw the orb thing,
Yeah.
and it exploded,
Uh-huh.
and then we were just suddenly on the side of a road, like a mile away from Grimsville, and Augustus found us there, and we rode with him the rest of the way in.
Okay. So what you remember was I threw the orb, and then you were at Grimsville?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Isn't time a funny thing? And as he's saying, "Isn't time a funny thing?" Grok and Sammy both walk into this tent, and he sees Grok and Sammy and says, "Oh, Sammy, where did you find them?"
On the beach.
On they were just on the beach?
Yep, they were just standing there.
You were looking for us?
Sammy's been helping me search for you three for, how long has it been? A week? Maybe a week and a half?
Something like
Professor,
that.
how long have we been gone?
Let's see, you three, defeated Neris, and then the portal, and then I would say probably about a month, maybe a little bit longer.
A month?
About, yes. Grok, hello, it's fantastic to see you again. Trix was just telling me that the last thing she remembers is when the time bomb, as you so eloquently named it, went off. You four, the last thing that you remembered was being in Grimsville. Right after that?
Yes. Professor, do you know how we got there? Do you know what happened?
Yes, sir. What happened after I threw the time bomb? The same sequence of events that happened to me when I was in the king's castle occurred. A large translucent force field, and he kind of gestures to his left, and you look out this window and you see this sphere and the same scene playing over and over again. He says, we sat here and watched this play out for, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 days. And then I started to worry about my son, and you all agreed to allow me to send you back to when he sent the letter, maybe even before that. And then we set up this portal, and he kind of gestures to a hallway that kind of, when you enter the tent, goes to the right, and there's kind of a oval-shaped machinery that has been constructed in the middle of these woods inside of this tent. And he says, you four went through there, and that was probably about a month and a half ago, and I didn't hear anything, so I assumed the worst. We had the bell installed in the center of town so everyone would know when our heroes returned. You don't remember any of that?
No.
Oh, well, as I have said, time always tries to correct itself. Well, as you can see, there's been no change in anything that's happened. It's the same scene has played out. I can't even tell you, probably thousands of times at this point. And Little John just kind of staring at the four of you, not necessarily Sammy, but staring at the other three, kind of stands up slowly. And he takes a few steps and looks out this window and is just kind of staring at this orb that he's been watching for weeks, maybe even up to a month. He looks exhausted. He looks like he has not slept. And the professor turns back to you guys and he says, So, Tricks mentioned that you helped Augustus.
Yes.
And Sylvester, or not Sylvester, Grok, is going to kind of reach into his pocket and pull out the note.
Okay.
To say,
I don't know if you were well acquainted with Constance.
Constance?
Was Augustus's
Oh,
fiance.
yes, his fiance. He told me about Constance, maybe, oh, wow, 2 months ago, maybe. Did you meet her? I've heard only good things. She seems like a very lovely lady.
Tricks grimaces.
She was not. Turned out she was, some kind of ghost witch lady. I'm honestly not really sure what her deal was. But she had it out for Augustus. And we fought at Grim Manor. And, there was a clash with her and Augustus and a flash of light, and they both disappeared. To be honest, Professor, I don't know where he went, but there was this note left in its place. It says, he's okay, and King Georgetown must not fall.
and he hands the note to the professor.
He reaches out and takes it, and he just stares at it for a long time. And as he's staring at it, John, from behind him, you can see him staring through this clear makeshift window, and he turns to you three and he says, well, I've personally been here long enough. It's great to see you again. I'm glad everything went well, but I'm exhausted. Professor, I think this experiment has gone on long enough. I'm gonna go hibernate for the next 12 hours, and when I wake up, we're gonna put a stop to this, whatever this is. And I'm taking my friend back home. And he walks towards you. Excuse me. Still great to see you guys again. Walks out the tent and walks back toward town.
So Grok is kind of like watching him walk out, and then as he's like turning and seeing him, he sees the mouse,
Yeah.
and he goes,
You.
because this is the first time Grok has seen him since the tower. I'm pretty sure.
I have a lot of questions for you.
And as you're walking toward him, make another perception check for me.
That is a 12.
12, okay. As you're walking toward him and his eyes are just wide, staring back at you, you glance down at the book he's reading, and the page specifically that it's turned to. You recognize this book. This is the same book that you saw Merlin reading while you were walking through the woods. The page it's turned to is, again, the same spell, about continuously keeping up the spell Disguise Self.
Okay.
Don't I have that
This-
spell?
So
This child.
here's
Turn yourself into the mouse and fight him.
but we saw Merlin with the mouse. They were together. So Merlin they are not the same person. Okay, Grok is just gonna walk up to him and he's gonna be like,
Who are you? Where's Merlin? We saw you in the tower with him. And then he said that you weren't. Said you didn't exist, and then you were gone. And Sylvester, who are you?
Hi. Good to see you again. I'm glad everything's it's kind of a long story, huh? But
He kind of puts his hand out, just shaking, and he says,
It's nice to meet you. My name is Mickey.
There it is!
Finally got a name!
Grok like kind of narrows his eyes, but like slowly puts out his hand and shakes his hand.
I'm Grok. What's your connection with Merlin? Speaking of which, where is Merlin?
Oh, hey, Merlin.
and opposite side from where you came in, the entrance, the portal that the professor talked about is to the right. The window's in the middle. Opposite side, about 30 feet from the entrance to the right, there's another hallway. You see the tarp open, and a man walks in. A long white beard, long white hair slicked back, and wearing a long blue cloak that drapes all the way down to the floor. He says,
Hello! Feels like I haven't seen you for in a millennia. It looks that way too.
Merlin?
This isn't Merlin. Merlin was a small child.
yes?
I'm so confused.
Well, Mickey, I feel like we should fill the party in on what's happening. I feel like we owe them that.
I agree.
I would like that very much.
Sylvester stands up from watching and just turns around and kind of joins the conversation, just listening.
This would be a little bit too much to go back and forth between voices. Basically, Merlin describes to you what happened after you left the tower. After he and Mickey took the zip line down.
Gosh, that felt forever ago.
It was forever ago.
They ran across the rooftops, jumping down to the street in an alleyway in the kingdom of Coronia, which is the city that you first met Mickey and Merlin. They dropped down to the street after they left you four. And in this alleyway, they heard the sound of Sylvester's bagpipes. They saw Robin running on the rooftop from the other side of the street.
Wow.
Merlin tells you that now that this tome that he's had for a very long time was translated, he decided that the best course of action for him personally would be to go scout out History Island in search of his father. But he tells you that he didn't want anyone to worry about where he was. So he gave Mickey a book of spells. Mickey then used this book of spells to disguise himself as Merlin since the day you met him.
Oh,
You
wow.
had it backwards.
There was a couple hints that I dropped, obviously keeping up the disguise self spell. That was the first one. The second, that I gave Sammy glasses that would see through illusions, and she never put them on.
I never used them.
So every time that you've seen Merlin since your first encounter with him has actually been Mickey disguised as Merlin.
Well,
So this is
we only saw
Sly
him
little
just...
mouth.
So the same person that spent the night in the treehouse with you, the next morning you couldn't find Merlin, and then he just randomly showed up because you can't hold a disguised self spell while you're sleeping. So he slept separately from everyone else. The next morning when he woke up, he reappeared as Merlin. That same person that walked with you from the treetop fort all the way to King Georgetown, that's been this mouse the whole time. Merlin explains to you, while he was scouting out History Island, he was captured. He was taken into the prison, taken down to the lower levels, and experimented on. How he was experimented on was obviously a few different spells that the Queen has been testing. Merlin, knowing that you four had escaped, knowing that it was possible to escape, knowing that he has these spells that he's been practicing his whole life, manages to escape History Island. After he escapes History Island, all these tests that have been performed on him start to come to fruition. As Merlin describes it, he is now a man out of time. Not necessarily in the sense of time's up, but the essence of his life is separated from the timeline. He spends a week as an old man, 2 weeks as a young boy, 4 weeks as an adult, but his body is constantly shifting between timelines, between his own realities. So the man you're seeing in front of you is that young boy that you met in that tower.
Okay.
Good gosh.
Never found his father in History Island. But he explains all. Now you understand why that would be too much for me to do in character voices.
He became History Island.
He is.
The real History Island was the friends we made along the way.
As a young boy, we experimented on along the way. Good gosh, like this is a lot of heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after he explains all of this to you, he says,
I've been helping the professor here. It seems that when I am in this form, referring to this old man, my ability to cast is much greater than it is when I when I am in the younger form of myself. It's a lot more potent and it works for me. So that's basically it. Yeah.
Merlin, I'm sorry, that sounds terrible.
That's terrifying.
It's not so bad. Except for the teenage years, they're kind of difficult. As is the case for everyone, I assume. But I just have to relive it over and over again.
So I'm just trying to think through, like, what's our next step?
That's what I was just trying to figure out.
There was that lady, I guess. We could check on her.
Well, no. So here's.
Oh,
So
yeah.
did Sylvester ever tell us about the prophecy? Like, does Grok know about the prophecy?
the
The King
That was in
Shield.
Robin's journal.
I'm not sure. I don't think Sylvester's told anyone.
No, that's because Sylvester wasn't thinking about it. His whole focus was Robin, so
Okay.
the prophecy was a little consequence. Sorry. No,
In
there's a
that
progressive
case-
story much, but
Do we need to
In that
go
case,
back
never
to
mind.
Little John?
Well, I guess since Merlin's talking about finding his dad, that would probably remind Grok about the thing they found in the tavern, and they still need to get the ingredients from the professor, right? So
Oh, yeah.
they'd probably want to ask about that.
Oh, Professor. Speaking of finding
yes.
Merlin's dad. We got the next, I guess it's a clue, I don't really know. The thing that we found in, did we tell you about this?
Oh,
I don't
yes,
remember. It was
the
busy
ingredients. The ingredients, yes.
Did you
you
ever
mentioned
get
them.
those?
Oh, I've been mildly preoccupied, and he gestures again out the window, and he says, no, I think I have it around here somewhere. He starts looking around, looking around the tent for anywhere he would have kept notes on the desk. There's a slew of notes of things that have been happening, as well as a small metal box that has buttons and stuff, much akin to the time bomb. He has a small metal box, and he's shuffling through everything. He's like, I don't, it might, you know what, it might be in my study, back at the kinetic quadrant. I could go and fetch it for you, but it might take a while for me to find. It has been over a month.
That's fine. That's understandable. I'm feeling a little lost at the moment, to be honest, and I feel like I need something to do, something to put my hands to. And I know we promised Merlin here to help him find his dad.
Well, I can go do that. Just so you know, your rooms at the guild building are still there. No one's touched them, just as you left them a month ago. So you still have those. No need to pay for any kind of rooms.
We had rooms at the guild building?
It was, I assume, in the week that you don't remember.
Sure.
ah, crap, my milk. I left some milk in the fridge. It's gone bad now for sure.
I was like,
Don't cry about it.
for a day.
Oh no.
I forgot about that.
Your rooms have not been touched. No one's been in there, so they should be exactly as you left them. I'll go and check on that note. Ingredients. Okay. And he turns and walks out of the tent. And Merlin's still talking to Mickey over in the corner. But you have the town.
So should we go check on
Do what you will.
the lady?
Who?
Oh, the crazy
The crazy
Nana?
lady. Yeah, Nana.
The crazy Nana.
I don't remember that.
Did we ever find the King's Mark?
Yes.
We did.
Good.
That's what led to us finding the note that had the description of the ingredients. I don't remember what we were
And
supposed
finding
to
my
do with the
key.
ingredients. Were we supposed to just like mix them all together? Like, what did the note say?
Preheat oven to 460.
From what you gathered, it was just a list of things. Some of them were man-made. Some of them, were natural things. Different spices, different objects, a slew of different flowers. But it didn't necessarily tell you what to do with them.
Cool.
Right. What exactly did that note say? Do we still have that somewhere? Do you remember?
I do not have the list of ingredients readily available to me at the moment, but when the professor finds them, I'm sure he can let you know what's on them.
Okay.
Do what you will. At the moment, you know that in the morning, Little John is planning to take Robin back to Camelot, or not Camelot, the Sherwood Forest, and handle all of that kind of stuff because he's just kind of over it. The professor is currently looking for that note.
I think I want to go see the
Mickey
lady.
and Merlin. Okay, you want to go find Nana?
Yes.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I feel like Grok would probably stand and watch the Robin cycle for a little bit.
Okay.
Grok,
Just like-
you heartless soul.
Well, he's just feeling helpless, like wishing he could do something about it, and eventually just kind of like sigh and turn around and says, "Well,
I suppose we gotta find something to do while we're waiting on the professor to get those ingredients together.
Yeah.
oh, another thing we didn't find out. We didn't find out what happened to all the people.
I was waiting for it.
All the people that disappeared from
Yeah.
Neris
Oh, Neris.
and the fish.
Yeah.
We should have asked about that.
I mean, we could probably ask Mickey and Merlin what happened with them. They might know.
Oh, Mickey and Merlin.
Yeah, we could ask them. I don't know if anyone else. I feel like I've been talking a lot. I don't know if anyone else wants to ask.
Grok, you're doing great.
No, you're good.
I'll allow it just this once.
Did the professor
Once.
mention anything to y'all about the people that were disappearing on account of Neris at the bar?
Oh, yes. It seems as though most everyone is accounted for. They seem to have washed up on the beach a few hours after. You don't remember that either.
What? No,
Are they
we
dead?
don't.
Okay.
No.
As far as we remember, we were here and then gone.
The sadly, the only people that are still missing seem to be children.
Oh.
From ages 6 all the way up to 13.
Grok's gonna look at Sammy.
3,
like,
4, maybe 5 kids.
Hold
I
on.
don't personally know, but you could probably ask around and get an exact number. But they were the only ones that didn't reappear.
What does she want with
Wonder.
children?
I wonder if that's the children that the crazy old lady was talking about.
We gotta go find the old lady. Oh, we gotta go find the old lady.
The old lady?
Yeah, I'm
Nana.
not sure.
y'all were there for that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, look, we saw it
I
from a
think-
distance, but we kept on
Because
walking.
they were
Yeah.
going. Yeah, they were going.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think we were close enough to hear what was going on. We just saw you guys from across the way.
Yeah.
I'm
There was some
going.
old lady raving about her missing children, and the guards dismissed her as crazy. But it seems like maybe she wasn't so crazy after all.
So you guys gonna
All right.
head back into town?
Yeah, I guess we'll go see if we
Sure.
can find her. See if the guards, if they've realized what's happened or not.
You
too.
bring children into this, Johnny. You can't do this.
So Sylvester, he will look back one more time before leaving the tent at Robin, and that's all.
One last
Okay.
time. Trix pulls out Marion and just kind of hugs her as they're walking.
Okay. Wow.
That's the only thing of significance she
That
does.
actually got me a little bit. So the four of you make your way out into the town, and again, Sylvester, Trix, you're seeing this for the first time, but everyone is just kind of aghast seeing the four of you. The reason for which being that you now know that you've been gone for over a month, and everyone assumed the worst after what happened with Neris. There's plenty of people making their way about the town.
Making my way downtown.
Are they walking fast?
Faces past.
And I'm homebound.
Are they homebound?
In this group of people, you don't see Nana, but you do, however, see a younger woman. Seems like an elf, carrying a large stack of books, maybe 10 books high, but they're thick bound books. Walking into what used to be the restaurant, the same building that Sylvester destroyed and was brought back, that is now completely refurbished. She's holding about 10 books, and as she's walking, she trips on a stone, and the books scatter across the ground, and
Pick them up.
hurries to try to pick them up.
Sylvester boos. Just kidding, he doesn't do that.
Gosh.
This elven woman is hurriedly trying to pick up these books, but you don't see Nana anywhere. That's really the only thing kind of out of place
Well,
that you see.
Sammy's gonna go help
the
her
woman
pick
look
up
familiar?
the books.
She does look familiar. You recognize her as Juliana, the bartender.
The waitress.
You met the waitress bartender that you met in the Aquatic Point. That last you saw her, she was walking out and she told you that she wanted to be a librarian.
Yep.
So she's frantically picking up all these books.
Yeah, we'll help her. Pick her
Yeah.
stuff
Okay. So Sammy and Grok, you kind of walk over to her and help her start picking these books up, and she says, thank you so much. And she's has her eyes down trying to pick these books up. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And she looks up and sees Grok. She sees you and she says, you hi Sammy, but you guys are okay. I'm so happy to see you. Oh my. And she kind of, holding the books, walks over to the building, opens the door and walks in. And through the door, it just looks dark. You can't quite make out what's inside this building. She just walks in.
Now I'm so curious.
Not another word.
I guess if we're gonna ask around trying to find the lady, we might as well ask someone we know. So Grok would follow her into the building.
And Sammy is
Sylvester-
so curious. She's going.
Sylvester will start to walk in and then flinch.
It's just like,
You open the doors, as large double doors. Again, very ornate. Like the whoever made these doors, they did a really amazing job. Like just the carving on the door is enough to kind of give you pause. You open the door and
I already have 4 of them.
no, you open these doors and it's dark, and one by one, lights start to turn on. You don't see Juliana, but what you do see is a large open floor plan. To your left and your right, there are shelves open on both sides, going 8 feet tall, with about a 8-foot gap in between each row, and there's about 7 rows of these large shelves. And as the lights are coming on in the center of the ceiling, in the middle of the floor, so probably about 20 feet away from where you are currently, there's a single ladder coming down. And looking through this ladder, or looking through this 10-foot hole in the ceiling, you can see shelves, and you can see Juliana putting the books on these shelves. And as you're looking through the ceiling, you see a small sign hanging, very crudely painted with just like a white paint, and it says Dog-Eared Books by Juliana Howell, Howl, the ultimate place for your next favorite story.
Tricks, it looks like a place for you.
Trix kind of tilts her head at the sign.
And that's about halfway down. There's a ladder, a single ladder coming through. The lights keep turning on, and you see on the other end of this large building, this large open floor plan, you see, again, that same intricate carving that was on the front door, a desk going about 4 feet off the ground, stretching about 8 feet long and curving up into the ceiling. And the front of it is just beautiful. And as the lights are turning on, you see the sign that is on the back wall. Large, huge sign. And it says, Ginny's Shop of Things.
Oh my
no.
god. I never
We'll
wanted
take
to run into him again. Oh my god.
We all take 6 psychic damage.
Yeah. So,
I'm like having
Oh,
PTSD right now. He still owes me money.
And
He does.
welcome to Ginny's Shop of Things. This shop has been stocked by viewer suggestions as well as the mods. This is probably one of the things I'm the most proud of that's happened in this gap of that we have taken a break. But there's a lot of stuff in this room. You guys just walking down the aisles, you see a whole shelf.
Stolen stuff?
You see a whole shelf full of jars that just has eyeballs, floating eyeballs that when you walk by, they seem to follow you.
we see Sammy's 5 gold.
It was 2 gold. But
I had a discount. Fast time deal.
As you're walking down, you see there's just weird stuff.
I love this place.
You can
I
still see
hate
this
it.
hole in the center. And as you're looking down these aisles, they just seem to go on forever. You can't quite make out a perceivable end to when you walked in this building, you saw the sides, and these aisles go way farther down than the outside would.
He's been collecting for a long
It's bigger
time.
on the inside.
So it's a lot bigger on the inside. Your choices are: you can walk up to the counter. There's a small bell that you can choose to ring, or Juliana, her bookshop is up the ladder.
Oh, I'm going up the ladder. Sammy volunteers.
Croc.
Sammy sees the sign and just shakes her head no.
Yep.
And walks
Same thing.
straight up the ladder. You're going up the ladder too, Grok?
I'm not gonna go up the ladder, but I'll stand by the ladder.
Come on, Grok.
Sylvester is going to head towards Jenny's. I want to see that Shop of Things.
Okay.
Shop-o-tings.
Tricks, what are you doing?
I kind of want to follow Sylvester, but the fact that there's so much dog in that sign makes me want to check out the books.
There's so much dog in that sign.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
That needs to go on
All
a
right.
t-shirt.
All right, Jenny and Sylvester one-on-one.
There's so
Here we
much
go.
dog in that sign.
There's so much dog in that sign.
So it's
Okay,
a doggone
so,
sign.
We'll get back. We'll catch up with what Sylvester
Yeah.
does real quick. Tricks, Grok, Sammy, or Sammy, you climb up this ladder. Grok, you're just standing by the base of the ladder, correct?
Yeah. Seems like a lot to have 2 people on the ladder at once.
Yeah. So Tricks, after Sammy gets to the top, Tricks, you follow up, and Sammy, you are absolutely loving what is around you. There's shelves for books everywhere. This seems like a library, but if a library was one huge room with columns, marble pillars coming down on the right and left side, and the only person that seems to be up there is Juliana. And when you get to the top of the ladder, you hear a dog bark, and
Tricks?
running towards you, Tricks doesn't bark.
I know.
Running
It's not
towards
me.
you is a dog that
Quick question,
yes.
because I think I'm a little confused on the layout of this. So this is not like a ladder leaning against a shelf of books. It's a ladder leading up to a second story
Yes.
where the library is.
It's like an attic,
That's
right?
okay.
There's a 10
Okay.
foot hole. The circumference of
Gotcha.
this hole is 10 feet. A ladder going up, connecting to the second level, and it's a
Okay.
metal ladder. It's a firm. It's
Alright.
a very sturdy ladder.
In that case, Grok would have gone up the ladder. I was imagining like a Beauty and the Beast scenario where like there's a ladder and Juliana was
all
like
going up
on
to hang
the
out
ladder.
on top of these
I'm like,
shelves.
why are we all
Somebody
climbing
push
this
us.
ladder?
Hey, scoot over. We're coming up.
Okay, so the dog, it's a large brown dog, very shaggy, wiry fur, brown eyes, and a wet liver nose.
What, liver?
It's a shaggy dog, brown fur, brown wiry, long fur, big brown eyes, and as it's coming towards you, Juliana says, "Seldo!"
Yep.
And the dog sits
Seldo? Okay.
and is just kind of panting. Sammy, you continue up this ladder, and Juliana says, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I should have put. Anyway, hi." And Sammy, as you're looking around, there's only about 15 books, maybe.
Wow.
So she was
This-
carrying half of her inventory when she walked in.
Is this your place? Did you open this yourself?
Yeah. I had a conversation. After the whole thing with the bar happened, I packed all my stuff up, and I was gonna leave town. I was gonna find somewhere else to go, and I went out to the port to catch a ship, and that's where I met, of all people, Jenny. Have you met Jenny?
Oh, don't mention his name to me.
Unfortunately, we have met Jenny, yes.
He's such a nice guy,
I
isn't
haven't.
Wonderful. So pleasant.
No?
He owes me money, but that's
Oh.
beside the point.
Well, I ran into him, and he tried to get me to give him money for being on his port.
I'm sure
and I
he
didn't
did.
have any money to give, and I bargained with him. He asked
sure.
if I had anything else that would,
Your eyeballs? Did you happen to lend him your eyeballs?
no?
You
Um,
could
Oh, I
look
was
in
thinking
her
of
face
the other Steven.
and see if she has her
Or whatever his name was. Daryl,
has
I
eyes.
think.
And only 2 hands. She only has 2 hands, Sammy. No, she says, no, I didn't have anything to pay him with, and he asked if I had anything, like if I had a possession that I could trade for, being on the port, then that would work. And
Your
I
soul?
no, I didn't quite understand what he was meaning, and he led me into. Did you see his shack before?
No.
Sammy, you do remember the shack when you guys first met him. He
At
busted
the
door.
But we didn't
Dock?
go in.
I thought it was the
You didn't go
dock.
in.
Yeah.
It was.
I was focused on the ship. Yeah.
For some
So-
reason, I imagined him coming out of a barrel.
Didn't bust the doors open. There was even a. Anyway, so she says he showed me his collection, I guess, and all the things downstairs, he had those just in his boathouse. That was things that people used as payment that couldn't pay for being on the port. And I convinced him that maybe he should just open a store. Maybe he should open a shop. This was about 3 weeks ago, and he thought it was a great idea. I decided to go in as a business partner with him, and between my kind of know-how of running a business with the bar, we set up shop. We put a down payment. It was crazy. I thought that he wouldn't be willing to part with anything, but he had 2 gold. And he used this 2 gold as a down payment for this building. And so now we have set up a shop here.
So this is my place.
What? No, this is his and my place. Sorry, I know that was probably confusing, but yeah. So I have this store. Look at this.
You built all of this in 3 weeks.
Oh no, sorry. Let me back up. Ginny is an extremely powerful wizard. This entire
course he
building
is.
this entire building
course he
is
is.
technically in his mind.
What?
Oh, we gotta get out of here. If there's
What
one
do you
place
mean?
I don't want to be, it's
Sylvester's
inside
gonna die.
Ginny's mind.
Sylvester is gonna die. I know
my
this for a
gosh.
fact. This is gonna be awful.
It's a beautiful store. I'm not sure I understand all the hesitation, but anyway, what do you think of my bookstore?
It's amazing. You don't have that many books. What kind of books do you have?
It's a good bookstore. You don't have a lot.
She looks around and she says, "Well, I'm still collecting."
So is this a bookstore or a library?
It's more of a library. Dog-eared books. It's kind of both. If you want to purchase a book, she's not completely against it because she uses that money to purchase more books.
So,
But it's more of like a library. People can come in and just read.
so do you have like a certain type of books you like to keep, or you just get everything?
Really, just everything that I could get my hands on. There's not really much around here. But hey, how about this? I have an idea. If you come across any books in your travels, could you collect them and bring them back to me? I could work something out with Ginny downstairs and get you a discount on things in the store.
Sure, I'm sure you could work something out with Jenny.
This is like that 101 Dalmatians quest from Kingdom Hearts.
I'm already in his mind.
Gotta find all the books.
Meta terms. There are over 100 books scattered on your adventures.
Oh my gosh!
On your adventures, should you come across them, I'll have you roll a D100, and depending on your roll, will be
The number of
what the book is.
Oh
Thank you
my.
so much to my mods, both Nerd Sparkle and Wing Lady, Juliana and Danny. They did an amazing job putting this portion together.
I love you
And
guys.
Juliana was very excited. So, if you come across books, if you collect them, bring them back, she will have a reward for you in discounted merchandise from Ginny.
Oh, wonderful!
Johnny,
This
you
makes me wanna
understand
work
that
so
Daniel's
hard.
completionist, right? You understand you've just quadrupled the length of this campaign. As we go from every area
We have
to look for
find
the books.
all 100 books.
We don't have to.
Oh, no.
So,
Not in a
I'm
while.
gonna jump back down to Sylvester.
Oh.
Sylvester, it's eerily quiet. After the rest of your party climbed up into the second level, it's almost like their footsteps, the sound of them. You can still look up and see them, but you can't hear them talking on the other side of at the top of the ladder. Can't quite hear them like at all, and it's just eerily quiet.
There's nobody like at the shop of things?
Nope, but there is a single beam of light coming down right on top of a small brass bell.
Sylvester puts one finger and then pushes it, dings it. Ding, ding. Yeah.
Nothing seems to happen immediately. You kind of...
Hello? Sylvester kind of leans over the counter. I'm assuming there's a counter. He kind of leans forward and... Hello?
Hey, Rockman, how you doing today, Rockman?
I heard that all the
very
way up
loud.
here.
And popping up from the other side of the counter is Ginny. He was just crouching behind the counter.
Johnny,
Hey there, Rockman, how you doing, Rockman? I'm glad to see you right now.
Oh, no.
What you doing in my shop, Rockman?
Oh, having a heart attack. I didn't know I had a heart.
I'm
God.
sorry about that, Mr. Rockman. It's so nice to meet you. My name's Jeannie. I own this store. What's your name?
Oh,
Oh, well, that's a hama.
no, don't you dare. My name is Sylvester. You look an awful lot like, Horace. I think he said you were...
Oh, you remember my brother?
Yeah.
You remember my brother? Oh, he's so nice.
He was alright. He doesn't feed animals, but that's okay.
He don't feed no animal.
Yeah,
Is you an animal? You want me to feed you, Mr. Rockman?
Well, let's... It's been a day.
You say your name Lester?
Sylvester.
Celester? Ah, nice to meet you, Celester. It's so nice to meet you, Celester.
You know what? Let's go with it. Yeah, Sylvester. That's right. That's me.
Oh, nice
I'm
to
the
meet
one
you,
that's
Celeste.
Celeste.
My name's Jeannie. You see anything in this store that you think is interesting?
We'll see after the DM describes it to me.
Okay, so there is a plethora of things. In this list of things, there is a description, as well as the name of an item, the movie that it's connected to, because all the ones on this list that you're looking at are from Disney movies.
That's really
as well
cool.
as who submitted it is the next column, followed by rarity and cost, and then the details on the far end. I'm going to highlight a couple of them. The Gloves of Ice Mastery by Nerd Sparkle, aka Juliana, which seems kind of weird now that she has an NPC named after her, but these silk white gloves are embroidered with snowflakes. While attuned to these gloves, you can use the Shape Water cantrip to freeze a 5-foot cube of water or turn it into snow. Using an action to expend a charge, the wearer can cast Ice Knife. The gloves have up to 3 charges and regain 1d3 charges daily at dawn. If you extend the last charge, the gloves become inert.
Like permanently?
It's a fun one. Yep.
Oh, so don't use the last charge.
So don't use
if
the
you
last
buy
charge.
them.
Wait till the morning.
Anything, Mr. Domain, Mr. Lester, that piques your interest?
Oh my gosh! Like I cannot afford anything. I've only got 8 gold.
We did
You-
get some gold.
You got 1,000 gold, I'm pretty sure, from that
Oh.
box that you split 4 ways.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's is that 250 each?
250 each.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I also like the Wands of Joy, Disgust, Fear, and Anger from Inside Out. This wand has 3 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and target a humanoid that you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must succeed on a D10 charisma saving throw or be forced to smile, grimace, mouth open wide-eyed, eyes wide, or scowl for 1 minute depending on the wand type. The wand regains all expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the wand's last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the wand transforms into a wand of a different emotion determined by the DM. So it's basically a wand that can just make someone forcibly have a specific facial expression.
Interesting.
That's all it does.
So,
That wand right there looks pretty neat.
the wand of joy, disgust, fear, and anger. That seems like it could be fun.
So what you're seeing is a glass vase, and there are 4 wands sticking out of it. Each one has a different colored orb on the top. It's just a black shaft with a different colored orb. So you would have to pick which one that you would want.
Oh, okay.
There's yellow, green, purple, and red. If you expend all the charges, you can roll a d20. If it's on a 1, then it switches emotions.
Okay.
Let me clarify, they do not feel that emotion, it's just their facial expression that changes.
Okay, Sylvester's gonna buy.
I'll take that yellow one.
Oh, this thing right here?
And he reaches in and takes out the wand of joy, and he holds it, and he says,
Okay, this thing will be,
he's just standing there staring at it.
75 gold? 75 gold. 75
Okay.
gold?
Yeah, 75, sure.
85. Okay, 85 gold.
Nope,
Okay,
here.
you do buy
Nope.
for 85. Oh, no.
Nope.
What? What happened?
I said 70. You said 75, and I said yes.
That was a
Time
bad
deals will get
time
you.
deal.
All right.
Oh, Genie. You gotta give it a bad time deal. If you don't do it, you lose a deal. You don't move quick, you lose a deal.
You
Get a
do.
bad time deal.
All right, how's this for a
85,
fast time deal then?
95.
Sylvester puts it down, or he does it, or he just he backs away.
Okay.
How about 0 gold,
Little
huh?
Genie. Little Genie. No need to get all like that.
Listen, it's been a day.
Today is a day. Congratulations, you stated the obvious. I am impressed. Let me. Oh, Genie, I'll make you a deal. Okay, right now, 125 gold.
Oh my god.
How about 85 gold and I don't knock this building down again?
That's impressive. That would probably hurt my brain, but okay. 85 gold. 85 gold. You got my word. 85 gold.
All right, here you go. Sylvester hands over the 85 gold.
He scoops up all the gold and kind of opens the drawer and scoops it into the drawer, and you hear all the gold scatter. He closes the drawer, locks it.
Oh, upside down, been with you, been with you.
And he holds the wand out towards you.
Okay. Sylvester grabs it.
All right, you take it, and as you're kind of looking at it, you look back up at him, and he's gone.
Oh, thank goodness.
What you say? You say something to me?
He pops back up.
Sylvester turns around and walks away.
Okay, Grok, Sammy, Tricks, what are you guys doing? Juliana just goes back to, she kind of pulls a book off the shelf and starts reading it.
Look, Juliana, the reason we came in here, we heard there were some missing children that didn't turn back up after Nereus, that whole thing. We think it might be connected to that crazy lady in town that was talking about her missing kids. Do you know where she is? Where I could find her?
Nana?
Yes, I think that was her name.
She lives just in the town. Maybe, I mean, the best place to look, I would just say, is on the street. I'm not sure that you would find her anywhere else. Since then, she hasn't really come out of her house all that much. Those poor kids.
That's all right. We appreciate the help.
He's gonna turn to Seldo and say,
"It's a nice looking dog you got there."
The dog just stares at you. Just.
He's gonna kind of hold out his hand. Try
The dog
and maybe
just-
pet the dog.
Yeah, sure, you can pet the dog.
He pets the dog.
The dog takes it. Sure.
You pet the dog. It was a good dog.
It's a good dog. Yeah.
And then I guess Grok will leave. Go see if they can find out where Nana's at.
Okay. You guys go back down the ladder. Sammy, Tricks, you guys leaving as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just following.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have
You
any
guys-
any interactions with Seldo?
Trix isn't sure how to interact with actual dogs. She feels
Fantastic.
awkward.
So you guys head back into the shop, and you see Sylvester holding a black shafted wand with a yellow glowing orb on the front of it, and he just meets you by the ladder.
Did you actually buy something?
Sylvester uses the wand on his own face.
Okay.
With what emotion?
Okay. He only has joy right now. Okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Sylvester just
I
wants to be
choose
happy
to fail
again.
the throw.
Okay, you choose to fail the throw. You point the wand at your face. It kind of flashes, and a yellow light kind of emits, and then you have the biggest, cheesiest grin on your face, and you cannot stop for the next minute.
Yeah, I sure did. And it was awful.
What in the world? Okay, never mind. We're gonna go look for Nana. I don't know what you're doing, but it's a little weird.
Yep, yeah, it sure is.
Huh.
Hey there, Grouk. Grouk. Hey there,
Nope,
Grouk.
bye. See you
Hey, good to
later.
see
And
you
Grok
again,
walks out
Grouk.
the door. Grok leaves as fast as he possibly
Alright,
can.
Okay, bye. Did you find your cup? Okay, I'll see you later, Grouk. Okay. I'm the Sammy Genie. I'm the
Sylvester turns with his smile, but dead eyes, and just walks out the door.
Genie's face kind of.
Okay, I'll see you later.
He sinks back down below the desk.
Oh my gosh.
Sinks back down below the desk. So you guys are now on the street, and I guess everybody give me a perception check. What'd you get, Sammy?
5.
I rolled a 22.
Tricks, what'd you get?
22.
And I also rolled a 22.
22. Wow, 3 22s and a 5. Sammy got a 5.
Yeah, don't mention it.
She's
22,
checking on our
22,
baby.
22, and 5.
So the three of you just kind of looking around. Sammy doesn't see anything.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine.
Grok, Sylvester, and Trix kind of looking around. There's a pretty good crowd of people, but you manage to spot in kind of an elderly woman with a blue dress and a white apron, kind of wringing her hands, walking down the street. And it seems as though she's walking toward the guild building.
The gilding.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? We just kind of standing outside Jenny's chapeauting.
I guess we'll just go after Nana. If that's
Okay.
her. If that looks like her.
So you guys make your way kind of across
Making my
the
way
street.
downtown.
I'm gonna do this every single time.
Yes.
You guys
every
walk
time.
across the street, up the porch and into the guild building, and you see that the same familiar face. I believe it was a dwarf standing at the door, and he says, "Oh, was that his voice?
I think it was
Mutton
something
is
like
for
that.
guild members only. That's it.
That's the line.
That's your anchor line.
Oh, hey,
Amazing.
Brock. It's nice to see you, Sammy. How you doing? Tricks, Sylvester.
Hello.
Can I help you guys with anything? No?
Trix
Okay,
looks at
so-
Grok.
Grok looks at Sammy. Sammy was the one that wanted to see Nana so bad.
Yes, you can help. We are looking for.
What can I do for you?
Well, we're looking for the crazy old lady, Nana, I believe her name is.
We're looking for the
Say
crazy old
she's
lady.
Crazy. I mean, she has gone through a very traumatic time. That's kind of insensitive.
That's just what we heard.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't call her that. Of
That
course not.
sweet
Never.
old lady.
He kind of looks around and says, "Oh, she's right over there and sitting out at one of the guild member tables, sitting with about 2 guards." Nana's just.
Is she a guild member?
Yeah, she's a
No.
guild member.
No.
I'm just here to wreck some bones.
She has gained rapport with the guild members after seemingly something transpired, and she has gained rapport with the guild members.
She
All right.
brought back the head of the dragon.
Respect.
So, Sammy, what are you doing?
Thank-
He points her out.
Well, Sammy's gonna thank Bones or Broth, whoever just said that.
It wasn't Bones or Broth. It was the
It was Jerry.
It was Jerry.
Jerry.
Daryl.
The guild
Okay,
leader.
good.
Not Daryl.
Thanks,
The man that
Jerry.
you've never met before in your life.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sammy. Yeah, she's right over there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head that way.
Okay, you walk over to the table, and she's sitting there just quietly with two guild members, and she says,
Oh, hello, dearie. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, considering everything that's transpired. But good.
Well, that's wonderful. I have some questions.
Oh, okay.
Did-
Go right ahead.
Am I alone? Did everybody not come with me?
No, we're with you. We're just
We're with
you were the one.
We're with you. You're
You were
just
the one
leading
that
the
was-
charge on this.
Okay.
It's like when everyone walks around and lets Grok. That's what they're
Yeah,
doing for you.
yeah.
You're doing the grokking.
Now it's your turn.
Oh, fine.
Ah.
Yes.
Grokking, that's good.
I have lots of questions. The other day you were in the street hollering. Well, the other day. It was about a month and a half, 2, 3, 4 months ago.
For long ago
Yes.
it was.
And
I remember.
you were looking for some children.
Yes. The children I nannied.
Yes, your nanny children.
Yes.
What happened to them?
I assume that they went to the same place that the rest of the missing children have gone.
Do you happen to know anything about this?
Not personally, but I heard people talking about probably a few days after you left. A few people talking about a ship that they saw about 2 miles off the coast.
Shit.
But that was the last I have heard anything about it. But no, not necessarily.
How long ago did your nanny children go missing?
Going on 3.5 years now.
Wow. That's all the information you have?
Don't sound so disappointed.
That's all you have, old woman.
Sure.
Useless.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this conversation.
That's all the information.
kind of
you have in
rude,
your traumatic experience.
But
Disappointing.
yes,
Pathetic.
that's the last I remember. I apologize.
Do you remember seeing a ship 3 years ago?
You know, come to think of it, there may have been a ship. It's possible. That's a mighty long time ago. It's possible.
It's possible.
Is off the eastern coast, north, maybe eastern coast, about a few miles off the coast. But I hadn't thought about that actually.
Grok?
Yes. I'm right here. I'm standing right next to you, Sammy.
This is your territory, the ship, the ocean, that kind of thing?
Oh, because I was a pirate, now I know all the boats on the ocean.
Right.
Got it.
That's right.
The eastern coast. What's over there?
Well, it's in the east, I can tell you that much.
Thank you, Grok. I appreciate
You're welcome.
Grok, you, having sailed these seas before, You know that to the east of where you are right now, King Georgetown, is mainly just open sea. But there is a portion that people don't typically go into. There's an area that is surrounded by dense fog that is basically if a ship goes in, it doesn't come out. If a ship sails into, it's almost like the Bermuda Triangle. If a ship sails into that fog cloud, it disappears. Again, just through folklore, tales of legends, much like the tale of Grim Grinning Grin, kind of in that same vein. There's like sea shanties about it, but you've heard it in passing. But that's pretty much the only thing off of the eastern.
Well, there's not much I know of off the eastern coast. Aside from the uncharted territories out there where there's a real thick fog out there that no one says a ship can ever come back out of again.
Well, I wonder why.
What if we don't take a ship?
We can take my carpet!
I don't think all of us will fit.
Sammy, just from traveling, you are well aware that your carpet would not be able to make it miles.
Never mind, we're not taking my carpet. I don't know who suggested it.
It can fly a good distance, but not quite that far. You wouldn't be able to travel over open ocean.
Speaking of...
It would be a few days' journey to get there.
Speaking of the carpet, where did you get that?
It's unimportant. There's a million things we haven't done, so...
Just you wait.
Just you wait.
All right, well, I mean, that... Sure.
We'll discuss that on the long journey into the fog.
Whenever we get around to recording that episode.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Okay.
I wonder if that had any connection to Neris or not.
I bet it does. She might be working for someone bigger.
I'll say this: Sammy and Grok, give me a history check, just to see if you've heard anything or know anything more about this place.
Oh, come on!
That's a 14.
10.
Okay. In the legend, there is portions, some versions of the story that are different than others, but a few have talked of sirens that collect children.
Okay.
I mean, it's neither here nor there. It could be true, it could be completely made up. It's just portions of this story. And not until you really think about it do you remember. Like, I think that could have been said, but it's possible.
Okay.
Well, we're not children, so we technically could go and survive.
Well, there's been, like I was saying earlier, there have been ships that have just gone into there and just completely gone missing. No one's ever heard from their crewmen again.
Oh my gosh. If only there was a plane.
If I only had a plane.
Maybe we should see if we can find someone that was in that group that disappeared when they got, attracted by Neris's call. We could ask where they went, see if they might know anything.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be about a third of the town. So, it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to find because they'd have a big return to sender stamped on their forehead. This one's too old. Throw him back.
Okay.
I guess Grok would go up to Jerry and be like, ask if he knows.
Do you know anyone in town that might have been abducted by Neris before we got her?
There's plenty of people. You could
We
ask
just have some questions.
pretty much anyone out there.
What about your boss man, Grok?
I thought you were talking about my boss. I don't have a boss, but
No, not you, Jerry.
Good for you.
Captain Silver.
The dude with the eye.
Captain Silver, right? Is he still here? I know it's been apparently a while since we were in town.
Well, yeah, his room is still the first door on the left. You had plenty of conversations with him before you left.
you don't.
We did.
You did, Grok.
Sorry, our memory's a bit foggy. You'll have to forgive us.
Oh, okay. Well, he's still up in the same room.
Who?
John. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. You neither of you were here for that. My captain from my old ship, the Free Maiden. He survived. Him and You remember Bones and Broth? We ran into them at the tavern.
Oh yeah.
He was our captain.
Oh, speaking of Bones and Broth, did you hear about their promotion?
I did not know what happened.
Oh, so after Ginny decided to start his shop over across the street, Bones and Broth took over the port. They're the port masters.
You don't
now.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't
So
that
it's pretty
something?
cool. It's pretty cool.
Now hold on. I just have a question. Jenny.
Yes.
That was really his port.
Yeah, he was the port master for a number of years.
He wasn't some random homeless person trying to run a scam on us.
No, he's actually one of the most rich people I've ever met. One of the most rich people in this town.
Of course he is. All his fast time deals.
He's a collector. He collects things. I think he's selling everything now. If you want to go check it out, that place is crazy. The stuff that's in there, but
He might know something.
Yeah, that's not the only thing that's crazy.
Let's go talk to
Okay,
Ginny.
no, I'd rather not. Thank you. Let's
But
see
he
if we
might
can
know
find
something.
someone. See if we can find someone in here that was abducted. We could maybe get some answers from them.
yeah, I mean, you could probably ask around. I believe some of the guards might have been, but I'm not sure. They were kind of at different posts, and when everything was actually happening, they were, keeping everyone back while you guys were making fish sticks.
Making fish.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Nice joke.
Sylvester uses the wand on himself to smile at the joke.
That's 2 charges. If you use it again, it changes function.
Potentially, only if I
Might
roll a
change
1.
function.
Well, thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, of course.
I guess we'll ask around a bit then.
All right. It's nice to see you guys again.
I'm interested to know if Ginny knows something, though.
Nice to meet you.
Bye,
wanna go back-
Jerry.
If you want to go back and
I'll be
talk,
back for the mutton.
Oh, if we still have some. Oh, you don't. Sorry, Sylvester. If you want some mutton, go for it, man.
You get the impression that he does know all of you because you did spend a week staying there before you went.
Trix forgot.
No, it's okay. You didn't know. I mean, it was kind of wiped from your memory.
We became friends with him, and now
Yeah.
we are no longer friends with him because we forgot that part.
Yeah.
He still thinks that you're friends with him. He doesn't know that you guys are.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. It makes me kind of glad that he didn't catch my nice to meet you.
He caught it. He just kind of shrugged it off.
Oh.
Poor Jerry.
It's okay.
Poor
Most people forget
Jerry.
me. I know I'm pretty forgettable. My mom always said this would happen.
So you guys are trying to find someone in this tavern?
Sammy, if you want to go back and talk to Jenny, you can do that if you want.
Oh.
I will not be joining you.
Grok's just gonna ask around to see if he can find someone that was
Okay.
abducted.
Yeah, it takes a few minutes, but you sure enough, there's a few people in the tavern that had been abducted and are now back. So there's a couple people that you could talk to.
I guess I'm gonna make my way back to Janae.
Okay.
Trix is gonna go with her.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Come on,
Sylvester will stay
Trix.
with Brock then.
Okay. So Sylvester and Grok, you after asking around, you find one of the guild members that you haven't yet met, and they are just sitting at a table having a conversation. You inquire about it, and he's like, yes, actually, I was abducted, but yeah.
Congrats.
Do you have questions about it, or
No, I don't think that's the appropriate response there, Sylvester.
no?
Yeah, good job making it back. High five.
Okay,
Thanks.
maybe.
I guess it wasn't really my doing, but
Just had
what did you need to know?
some questions for you. Do you remember where you went?
Underwater. I remember. Wow. Yeah, I remember standing up, couldn't control anything, stepping onto the stage, walking out, jumping into the water, and like a current was just pulling us around. Everyone was just getting separated, and after a while, the current subsided, and those of us that were still, cognizant helped everyone else back to shore. I mean, it's a wonder only 5 children went missing. I mean, it's still not great, but I mean, over 30 people were tucked into that wall. So, I mean,
So there wasn't any special place you went, or You were just around in the water down there until you made it back to shore.
Kind of jostled around, I guess. Some people were pulled out farther than others. Most of which were the ones that had kids were pulled out a little bit farther than the rest of us. But
I see.
No, not really. I just I'm just lucky to be here, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know whose kids they were that went missing?
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of people throughout the town. Parents of these kids. They're kind of still. I haven't seen any of them recently. I think they're just, holed up in their house. But I mean, yeah, if you went and looked around, I'm sure you could find someone. But I don't know if anybody has more information than I'm giving you now.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. We were just hoping there might be some kind of clue there. We think there might be a connection between these missing children and the old Nana's missing children from a few years back.
No doubt. I mean, she kind of gestures over to her, and with the entire guild apologized for thinking low of her. We didn't understand because, I mean, I don't know how many times Neris has been here, but obviously more than one. And we all as a group apologized for calling her crazy for 3 years.
Right. What I don't understand is if she was calling people out to the sea over and over again for the past several years. You all came back this time because we stopped her, but how did everyone manage to come back the other times? What was her goal? What was she doing? I think there's a piece here that I'm missing, that I'm not quite putting together.
I'm not entirely sure, actually. Now that you mentioned it, it did seem like when we were underwater, we were being sorted, I guess. And those of us that they didn't want, I guess, were pushed closer to the shore. But like I said, the ones that had kids were a little bit farther out, and then the kids are just missing.
I wonder
I'm not sure
if she was specifically just looking for children. Have there been any other children missing in this town over the past few years?
Besides the one Nana remembers, and I'm not even sure how she remembers. Not that I can recall.
I see.
I mean, it's completely possible that there could have been, but no one in the town remembers anything besides this time because
right,
everything that happened. But I'm not sure.
Well, thank you so much for your help. I think we might have managed to put at least one piece of this puzzle together.
Sorry, I couldn't be of more help. That's all the information I have, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And,
of course.
That's about it, I guess, that we can do here for now.
Okay, Sammy, you still wanting to walk over to Jenny?
Oh yeah, I thought I was already on my way.
Yeah, and at this point outside, the nighttime has set while you have been talking to all these people and doing all these different things. The amount of time it takes to walk, it's after dusk at this point, maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock, probably closer to 8 o'clock. Sammy, when you get over to Ginny Chapeauting's,
If you say it's closed.
the doors are closed and locked, and there's a sign on the window that says opening back up tomorrow at 6 a.m.
How late in the day is
Fast
it?
time deal.
It was a fast time deal.
I cannot stand
It wasn't morning when you guys landed on the beach. It was
Gotcha.
probably about 2 in the afternoon.
Gotcha.
So you've been walking around and doing all this stuff for the rest of the day. So Ginny's shop Oting's is closed. So what do you guys want to do?
Cry.
Go to
I
sleep.
guess we can't talk to him.
We should probably check in on the professor and see if he's found those ingredients.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
True.
It is also closed. Opens tomorrow at 6 or something.
You walk into the kinetic quadrant, and the professor is searching through books, journals, drawers. He has cabinets open. He's looking for this list of ingredients, and has been looking this whole time, but can't seem to find anything. At the moment, he's still looking. You can tell there's still a few drawers to go through, but yes, Noah.
Books, you say?
More journals than books. But yeah, there's maybe a book or two lying around.
Any books that would go to the library?
Sylvester, roll me a D100. What a good stinking call. Man, hold on, I gotta pull up the list.
Just gonna yoink one of the professor's books, be like, "Hey, you don't need this anymore."
He didn't give us back our dead friend, so he kind of owes
Who
us.
else was reading a book? Little John. Little John was reading a book, wasn't he?
Go track down
Mickey,
Mickey.
we're gonna go
Mickey
take
was.
Mickey's
Just
book.
pick them all.
But that was a spell book.
We just start
You don't
hoarding
need the word
books.
spells anymore. Give me that.
Okay, Sylvester, D100. Hit me with it.
45.
4d5. All right. Oh, this is fun. So when you walk in, you see a bunch of books laying around, and on top of a cabinet, a smaller cabinet, you find a book titled "Timekeeping: an Intricate Art." Timekeeping: an Intricate Art.
I don't want to take this for the professor.
I feel like we can't take that.
This book outlines the intricacies and history of clocks, which is absolutely amazing that this is the one that you rolled and this is the one here.
All right, so I'm just gonna pick it up. Hey, you need this?
What? No, I know everything about clocks. You take it.
Cool,
And he
dibs.
just goes back to looking.
Cool.
Sylvester puts it in
Wow.
his pocket.
Wow.
Cool. But I mean, there's nothing to do in the kinetic quadrant until he finds this paper.
Okay.
That legit felt like one of those text Kingdom Hearts cutscenes. Just little speech bubbles.
Yeah.
Now what?
You have rooms back at the guilds.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
you
getting
did say-
late.
Yeah.
You could just
All
go
of you still have not
crash
taken
for
a
the
long
night.
rest.
Yes.
I was wondering.
I need a
pulled
long
up my
rest.
sheet and I was like, oh, I still have damage.
Oh shoot, you're right. I'm
Yeah.
at 15 health. Ooh.
Yep.
We should probably turn in for the night. Maybe we'll have some more ideas tomorrow. Get some sleep. Maybe rest on it. Come back, tackle this fresh first thing in the morning.
All right.
All right. So all of you head back. Well, the three of you are. I guess all four of you met up at the kinetic quadrant. You head back to the guild building.
the gilding.
The gilding. Jerry kind of points you towards your rooms. Each of you have your own individual rooms, and you head up the stairs.
Actually, could I pop in and have a chat with the captain before I go to bed?
Yeah.
I mean, it's around 9 o'clock at this point. That's up to you if you want to. If you want to try, you can certainly try.
There's a sign on the door. It says closed.
Yeah,
Come back tomorrow at 6.
He'll like kind of knock gently on the door, see if he's
Okay.
awake.
You knock on the door, kind of put your ear to the door. Give me a perception check.
Oh gosh, 8.
Yeah, you put your ear to the door, and you can't really hear anything. You kind of faintly in the distance hear.
Okay. So if he's sleeping, he's not going to bother him. He'll go to his room.
Okay. You all make.
Don't want to disturb the captain.
Make your way to your respective rooms.
Go to
Right
sleep.
now, here's what I'm gonna do. Grok, Tricks, Sammy.
What's up?
The three of you go into your rooms, fall asleep. You can go ahead and mark a long rest. The party all goes their separate ways. They all get their long rest, but Sylvester, you are getting into your room, and a wave of exhaustion just kind of hits you. More so than you've probably ever felt before being a gargoyle. You get really, really tired. This is the most tired you've ever been. You're in your room by yourself. What are you doing?
Sylvester's just going to, he's going to just kind of prop himself up in bed, and he is just gonna kind of flip through the book. He's probably not gonna find anything interesting in it, but he's just gonna skim through it.
Okay. So you sit down in a chair that's in this room, and you sit down flipping through this book, and you feel another wave hit you. And as you're flipping through this book, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Okay, you feel a bit winded, but you kind of just shake it off. But you do kind of prop yourself back up and lean your head on the chair. But right when you do, another wave hits you. Make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
7. Your eyes start to close. Your eyelids feel really heavy all of a sudden. And once your eyes close completely, once the room disappears from your vision, you hear a sound that sounds like talons scratching against wood. So, and then you sit up and you hear the noise of kind of nails scampering across a wooden floor. You look around this room, but there's nothing there that you can see.
Which the sound is coming from?
Just in the room, just generally in the room.
Does it sound like it's coming from the door or anything like that?
Not necessarily. It definitely sounded like it was coming from inside of your room.
Okay. Because you said talons, like that's got to be Diablo, right? I guess I look in the room. He immediately jumps up. I look around.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 18.
18. Oh wow. You are looking around. You open the doors of this large wardrobe. See nothing in there. You close the door. You open the door to the hallway, kind of looking back and forth, and there's nothing. You close the door, and you bend down to look underneath the bed, and you see 4 glowing eyes peering back at you, watching you.
How many eyes did Diablo have again?
2.
Oh no, he's multiplied. Okay. Well, it's obviously not. Friggin'. I just said his name. Diablo. Sylvester. He's tired. He's especially after Jenny. Like everything, he tries to flip the bed over. He's not doing it. He's not doing it.
Okay, make a strength check. Give me a strength check.
Okay. Oh no.
What is it?
4.
A 4?
Yeah, it's a 4.
You grab the bottom of this and lift it, but it's like Age of Ultron when Cap lifts Thor's hammer. It's like, eh. Like that's all you get out of it. And from underneath the bed, you hear a snicker, like.
Okay, so Sylvester's gonna angrily slam his fist on top of the bed to be intimidating, but it's a bed, so it just just kind of squeaks.
You hear a voice say from underneath the bed, "Oh, you really showed that bed who's boss?" And another voice says,
Yeah, hit it again. I'm sure it'll give up soon.
Oh my gosh. Sylvester says, what? And he's, okay, so is the bed like, is it in the middle of the room, or is it like up against a wall? Like where is it in the room?
The headboard is up against a wall, but the sides it's in the middle of the wall. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Sylvester is going to put his foot on it and try to push it, like just scoot it across the room off of them.
Okay, give me another strength check.
15.
15. Okay, yeah, you put your foot on it and push it with everything you got, and it scoots across
sorry, I will say before he did that, Sylvester would have pulled out his horn and had it in his hand, kind of like a bat.
Okay.
Just trying to go for intimidating still again.
Okay.
He's tired of it.
Okay, so you grab your horn and you're holding it up like a bat, and you see as you push this bed, you see 2 small almost imp-like creatures. One is a kind of bluish color, very thin, long horns. Both have tails that come to a point at the end. The other one is pink, shorter, and just kind of tubby. Shorter little horns. They kind of look like ears, but they're coming up. They're shorter. But there's two of them standing there.
Okay. Sylvester says,
and when you push it, both of them are just like staring at you.
Talk.
Okay. The pink one says,
Our boss heard through the grapevine that you were in need of some assistance.
and the blue one says,
Yeah, he sent us to make you an offer.
Do you know what I am?
You're a rock.
No, the boss said that he's a gargoyle.
A gargle? Isn't that the thing that you do with mouthwash? You gargle it? Are you a gargle?
He's not answering.
Don't you do that to me. You can't pull that on me and expect real-time conversation.
I think he's a gargle.
I'm gonna pass out. Hold on, I gotta breathe. Do you know what gargoyles do?
No.
I think they sit. They sit on buildings. I think.
Listen, it's been a long day. I've been telling people this whole day. I left my perch because I was done dealing with demons. But that doesn't mean I've forgotten how.
And then Sylvester's gonna raise the horn up and get ready to hit him.
The blue one says,
We don't mean you any distress. Our boss just wanted to make an offer. That's all.
Look, I've kind of got a vibe going right now, and I'm gonna oh gosh, okay.
And the blue one is
What?
just shaking.
What? Come again?
Hi. My name is Payne, and
He points to the pink one. He says,
and his name is Panic.
and the pink one says,
The boss just wanted to let you know that he can save your friend.
Wait, what?
He can save your friend. That's what the boss told us, right?
Who are you? What? That's. What? Who are you talking? What?
He told us that we can make a deal.
Yeah, he said that if you wanted to bring your friend back, that he was the only one that could do it.
You mean,
The fox guy. Yeah.
The fox guy. He said he could bring the fox guy back.
Sylvester, he staggers back a couple of steps and sits back down in the chair.
It's simple, really. It wouldn't even. All you have to do is.
No, but we already tried that. You can't. Wait, he can't come back.
You didn't try the boss's way. He has a way to bring people back. There's just one catch. You have to do something for him.
Who exactly do you work for?
kind of look at each other.
Does that matter?
Yeah, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want from me?
Pain.
I can give you pain.
Pink one. No, the pink one kind of points his finger up, and about 3 feet above his head, you see a small green flame. And he says,
all you gotta do is whenever you see this,
and then Panic chimes in and says,
You smash one of these under your foot.
and he takes out a small dark leather bag with green marbles. He takes one out. It's like a green marble about an inch wide.
That's all you gotta do.
I'm not the biggest fan of littering. Why?
It's not even that big of a task. Look, and it's not even littering.
And he throws it on the ground, stomps on it, and out of the side, where he stomped on it, out of the sides, a green mist and then it dissipates and disappears. He moves his foot, and it's gone.
Okay, but why?
They kind of look at each other, confused.
I don't know.
That kind of information is above our pay grade.
Do we get paid?
Yeah, the benefits are to die for.
You have too much fun with this. Okay, if we could just backtrack a little here. So, as long as I crush one of these things underneath my foot, which I don't even understand that. Like, how is he going to know if I do that or not? I don't get that.
They both just kind of shrug at the same time. They both at the same time say,
above our pay grade.
But anyways, if I do that, then Robin is alive again?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'm thinking.
Oh, and one more thing that we forgot. If you...
He kind of looks at his hand, and he's reading something off of his hand like he doesn't remember exactly what to say.
If you tell anyone, then the deal is off. You can't tell anybody, or else the deal's off.
Oh, gosh. Oh, like Sylvester would do this, right? Because, I mean, that's his whole thing. He wants to regret Robin. But, like, I know, like, that's bad. Something as bad is going to happen. Golly. I wish everybody wasn't muted so I could ask them, because I don't know what to do. Okay.
What are you going to do?
Okay. Of course, I would never do this, but let's say I said I was going to do it, and then I did it. How would he know?
I feel like if you break the deal, then the deal's off, and then the master probably takes back his... Is that right? Does he take...
I don't know. I think the deal would just be off, and then he would take the soul back, I guess. I think that's how it works. You have to keep up your end of the deal.
Crap. Alright, well, I know there's a twist. There's always a twist with demons.
And the skinnier one, Panic, reaches out his hand and says,
do we have a deal?
Well, I guess whatever it is, it can't be worse than Robin being dead. Sure. And Sylvester shakes his hand, I guess.
Okay, you reach out your hand to shake his, and as they're standing there in front of you, they see you reaching out your hand, and you see a smile creep across the one's face. And as you're reaching out your hand to right when you're about to meet his, disappears, and in his place, a golden pen, much like the one that Tricks used to write her name to get into the Merlin's tower. It appears in your hand as you're going to reach for his hand. They disappear, and this pen appears, and in front of you, a large scroll, about 2 feet wide and 4 feet tall, appears just floating in front of you with this dark mist, and you have this pen in your hand, and it feels like something grabs your wrist and starts to almost move it for you, and very quickly writes your name, Sylvester, across the bottom line. And then just like that, the pen, the contract disappears, and you hear over your shoulder, right behind your left ear, "It's a pleasure doing business with you." And you turn your head, and there's nothing there. And you start to feel drowsy again. You start to feel this wave come over you, and you sit down in the chair, kind of exhausted, and your eyes close. And when you open your eyes back, the sun's coming up. And you're like, thinking to yourself, was this a dream? And you look to your right, and on the bedside table is a dark leather pouch. laying down, and a green bead, a green marble rolls out of it.
Ah, crap.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening and watching, because if you are listening to this after, we stream this episode on our Twitch, twitch.tv/KTTKcast. If you want to watch us play this live, you are more than welcome to jump in there, give us a follow. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also have a Discord. It'll be in the episode's description. Jump in there, talk about the episodes, whatever you want to talk about. We have a Twitter, and that Twitter is also at KTTKcast. You can follow us there for news and different things. If you want notifications on when we go live, all that jazz. Daniel streams on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/thedanliest. It's a lot of fun. Jump in there. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for listening to Keys to the Kingdom Origins. Until next time, my name is Johnny, and I am your Dungeon Master. Joining me today is...
a very regrettable Noah as a very regrettable Sylvester.
I'm Rachel, and I play Sammy.
Daniel, I play Grak.
And I'm Rebekah, and I play Tricks.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And, as always, have a magical day. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
See you later.
I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. Be mad at Johnny. It's not my fault.
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger from us to send, don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid, the prophecy is near. We hold the keys, we make our stand. In this together, just take my hand. Unlocking the magic in distant lands, we're stronger together. I'm here, my friend. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
Yep. Okay. That's about the reaction I expected to see. What else was I supposed to do?
You were supposed to not make a deal with Hades!
I didn't. Sylvester doesn't always make a deal with Hades.
Sylvester would have known that.
Sylvester wouldn't know that. It's just
Sylvester
too
spent all his time at a church. He knows better than to make deals with demons.
Look, yes, he does know better.
Yourself, there's always a catch when you make a deal with the demons.
But it's Robin. Like, he just... Look,
I feel like most of Sylvester's motivation for the past, 5 episodes has been getting Robin back.
Since Robin died, it's been his motivation.
Yeah.
Listen, he just stood there. He watched that intentionally happen over and over again when they were back in the tent. Like that's... if you'd given him... If it was, a week later, maybe he wouldn't have done it. But, in this moment, that's still raw as heck. So... Oh, gosh. I'm so mad that Johnny did this to me. I'm so mad he did this to me, because I know better. But, my character doesn't know better.
That's where we're going to end this episode.